With this recent PTR update, there's been a lot of doomsaying going on, specifically around Roadhog. A lot of people are concerned that he's losing his one-shot potential, and in some cases that is the situation, but I wanted to actually go through and do some testing to find out what is the current state of Roadhog's ability to one-shot heroes. So at the moment on the live servers, Roadhog can fairly consistently one-shot 17 of the 24 heroes in this game. Genji, McCree, Pharah, Reaper, Soldier, Sombra, Tracer, Hanzo, Junkrat, Mei sometimes, Torbjorn, Widowmaker, Ana, Lucio, Mercy, Symmetra, and Zenyatta. Roadhog can mostly reliably one-shot these heroes. Obviously the larger health heroes and the tanks with Bastion, Diva, Orisa, Reinhardt, Roadhog, and Winston, as well as Zarya, those he's not able to one-shot. Almost the entire roster, 17 of the 24, Roadhog can hook and one-shot on a regular basis. With these PTR changes, things would get what I would call a bit more unreliable, a bit more inconsistent. So at the moment, 8 out of those 17 heroes that he can easily one-shot on live, this is going to be Genji, Reaper, Hanzo, Sombra, Mei, Ana, Lucio, and Mercy. He is very, very inconsistent. And when I decided to classify this as inconsistent, it was the case that in my testing, more times than not, I would not kill the hero in a hook, shoot, and melee combo. They would be left typically with about 1 to 2 slivers of health left. But I was still able to one-shot when the stars aligned and they were perfectly in front of me. All of my pellets landed and I hit the melee as well, but incredibly inconsistent. All of those other heroes that he can one-shot on live, McCree, Junkrat, Pharah, Tracer, Torbjorn, Soldier, Widowmaker, Symmetra, and Zenyatta, they were still easily one-shottable in a base state without any extra healing or armor packs or shields or whatever. But you add that layer onto it and that's where Roadhog is gonna start to have trouble. As it stands right now, you're gonna have a very hard time if the PTR patch goes through of one-shotting Genjis, Reapers, Hanzos, Sombras, Meis, Ana, Lucio, and Mercy. Again, the hardest of those were Sombra and Mei. They were the most difficult to land the one-shots, but it was still possible. There were still situations in which I were able to one-shot. It's really just a matter of them being perfectly aligned, a majority of your pellets hitting now that their damage is reduced by 33%, and you just getting the perfect situation. However, this was a testing environment, and those perfect situations are much less likely. There might be a healing orb or an aura from a Lucio or any other form of healing. They're going to be jumping around, which will make it that much more difficult for you to land that perfect shot. Now, in my testing, I did find that actually going and aiming for headshots themselves was the least reliable way to kill someone with a one-shot, because of the fact that with the spread of the gun, if you aim for the head, a majority of those pellets are going to go above the shoulders and over the head. I found that if you aimed for the upper chest neck area, that is when I was able to most reliably one-shot these heroes. So the question of whether or not Roadhog can still one-shot after a hook, he can. It's just that he can't reliably do it now for 17 of the 24 heroes in the game. Now that number is down to 9, and 8 of those heroes, it's still possible. There was nobody besides the big tanks and everything, the obvious ones. There was nobody in his one-shot list on live that it was not longer possible to still one-shot. It's just 8 of them were a lot more difficult. That's all. That's the situation that we're going to be presented with. So it's a really interesting change. They're obviously making a shift. Blizzard clearly isn't happy with, I guess, the kit that they built for Roadhog. They built him entirely around this idea of hooking and killing someone, because without a hook and kill, Roadhog is much, much less useful compared to a lot of the other heroes that you can have. You can have more utility and team helpfulness in any of the other tanks, or if you're just looking for picks, a lot of times if you're not getting those one-shots off of hook, you're better off with a Soldier or a McCree or a Tracer or any other number of heroes who can more consistently put out damage and assist in getting kills. Roadhog was designed around hooking and then murdering somebody. Now it's more the case that you're gonna have to, number one, require more skill. I would say that your aiming needs to be better if you want to get those one-shots on a lot of these heroes, but then also just more preparation. It does seem fairly obvious that now it is the case that Blizzard wants us to pre-fire to get at least a little bit of damage on the enemy, then hook, and then go for another shot. So it's no longer the case that it's just gonna be really easy to just hook, shoot and melee and have someone dead, you might have to hit them first with something or get some of your teammates to assist in that process. Big change they're making, it's a clear direction they're trying to take, but no, it's not all hope is lost. Roadhog can still one-shot everyone that he can on live, it's just with 8 of them, it's a lot more difficult. Alright everybody, that is going to do it for me here today. As always, I want to thank you all so much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hope you have a good one, and until next time, I'll see you later.